How many of you guys have ever considered how many different people are affected through the manufacture of a pencil? You ever considered that?
No.
Now, I want you to go home and have this conversation with your kids, okay? I want you to ask your kids, how many people does the manufacturer of a pencil employ? And see how many layers deep they can go. Now on this one, I would have gotten the lumber, I would have gotten the truck driver, I would have gotten the diesel manufacturer, I would have gotten the Skills chainsaw manufacturer, the Skill oil for the chainsaw, but I would have missed the waitress at the restaurant. I would have missed her or him, and then from there I would have missed the guy that raises the cattle, that provided the beef for the burger that the logger is eating, to the truck driver who's running the woods, to the guy at the timber mill who's processing the logs. And then we had to go around the world to get the graphite and the rubber and the metal to bring all of those things together to create something so simple. Now, why am I sharing this with you? What we do here, you guys, is equally intricate. Because have you considered how many jobs we create every time we close a loan? You considered that? Now, on Gary's HUD, because if I'm you and I'm new to this company, I'm thinking, how does this company survive when it sells education and then gives them their money back? That's what I would be thinking. But on Gary's loans that he closed, I wanted to share this with you. This is the HUD 1 settlement statement, okay? Now, I highlighted the broker fee to Gary of $2,120. But what you also need to be aware of is Kogo Capital made 2.5 points on that loan, which was $5,300. We had a consulting fee to Kogo Capital of $997. We had a servicing setup fee to Lake City for $225. We had a loan servicing fee to Lake City for $240. We had an escrow holdback to Lake City for $300. We had a funding fee to Secured Investment Corp for $150. We had a draw processing fee to Lake City for $1,000. We had an inspection fee to NVMS for $380. We had doc prep, that's setting up the closing statements, to CLM Closing Services, that's $350. We had imposition deposits to Lake City for $2,100. We had rehab escrow funds, which are being held by us, of $62,992. Who gets the $62,000? The contractor that's over there doing the work, the electrician that's over there doing the electrical, the roofer who's putting a new roof on the property, the drywall person who's bringing in the drywall and running the mud and tape, the painter who's painting the property and purchasing paint from Sherwin-Williams at Home Depot. Do you guys see how all of this ties together? Every time you guys make a sale, that is jobs being created. Even if it's a keychain sale. Now, Gary's story, and the reason I share these with you guys, is I never want you to forsake selling keychains. Gary joined Lee Arnold System in 2021. He started by investing first in Millionaire Shoes. That's a book we've been selling, guys, since 2007. 15 years ago, we wrote that book. He bought it for $12.95. That's where his journey begins. Now, do we talk about the company who prints the book, the company that mines the lumber, that supplies the paper for the book? Do we talk about FedEx, who bought the plane to ship the book? Do you see how this all just ties together? Okay? Everything is so important that you can't forsake any one thing as being less important than something else. And what Jacqueline was talking about, this team being required to help our customers succeed, so incredibly important. Let's not lose sight of that, okay? We talk a lot about sales because sales brings in a lot of revenue. Well, guess what? Without Millionaire Shoes, sales doesn't have a lead. Without Rule of 56, which is what Gary invested in next, we don't have a lead. Without those two sales, Gary would have not been introduced to Reverse REO, where he came to the training and was then introduced to the Ultimate Package, and then Lee's Inner Circle.